Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's village board meeting. I ask that you rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Kathy, could we have roll call, please?
Sure. Trustee Gergen? Here. Trustee Rhodey? Here. Trustee Belt? Here. Trustee Krasovich? Here. Trustee Roberts?
Here.
Trustee Grabowski? Here. President Knutson?
Here. Didn't sound very happy to be here.
Me?
Yeah, I just thought I'd say. Item 2 is a public hearing on 2024 draft budget. I hereby open up the public hearing. Everybody's here in spirit, but is there anybody that would like to make a comment? Okay, we're going to close the public hearing. We have 2 previous meetings to approve. The minutes of the regular village board meeting, November 7th, 2023. I hope everyone's had a chance to read it over. Are there any questions, corrections, or comments to the way they are presented this evening? If not, I'll look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second, Krasovich.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Minutes are hereby adopted. Minutes of the special village board meeting, November 15th, 2023. Again, is there any questions, comments, corrections as the way they are presented this evening? Again, if not, I will look for a motion to approve as presented.
Motion to approve is presented.
Second, Roberts.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Minutes are hereby adopted. There are no citizens here this evening, so I will skip number 4 and head right into number 5, ordinances. Possible action on ordinance number 2023, ordinance establishing fees for 2024 refuse and recycling charges. I will look for a motion to approve as presented unless there are questions or comments as the way they are presented this evening. If not, then I'll look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2023-23 regarding 24 refuse recycling services.
Second, Rhodey.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, ordinance number 2023-23 is hereby adopted. Possible action on ordinance number 2023-24. An ordinance leveling property taxes for the general fund and debt service fund, TIF number 2, and TIF 3 fund for the village of Pewaukee for the year 2023 to support the 2024 budget. Before I ask for a motion, should we hold this off till we adopt?
Historically, you have until after the budgets have been adopted.
Okay, so then we will come back to that one. Okay, item 6A, possible action on resolution number 2023-16, resolution amending the quarterly single-family residential stormwater utility rate. I will look for a motion to approve as presented unless there are questions or comments as the way they are presented this evening.
Motion to approve resolution 2023-16, amending the quarterly single-family residential stormwater utility rate.
Second, Roberts.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Resolution number 2023-16 is hereby adopted. Possible action on resolution number 2023-17. Resolution establishing the fire EMS protection fees, emergency services equivalent ESE fee. Again, I will look for a motion to approve as presented unless there are questions or comments. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2023-17.
Ordinance.
That's resolution in the document. Yeah.
Okay.
That's resolution. Interesting.
Oh, it is a resolution, I'm sorry.
All right, yeah, I see, you threw off my cadence.
My mistake.
All right. Motion to approve resolution number 2023-17, establishing the fire EMS protection fee, emergency service equivalent fee.
Second, Rhodey.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
If I could just quickly compliment staff on getting the communication campaign rolling out. We are a go on postcard and website assets right now with other steps in progress as well. So you guys did a great job. Thank you.
That goes back to Craig and yourself, too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're doing it.
Thank you for staff and our two trustees for getting this done.
All in day's work.
Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Resolution 2023-17 is hereby adopted. Old business. I will look for a motion we have a review and action on general fund budget. I will look for a motion to approve if there are no questions or comments as it relates to that particular budget. If not, I'll look for a motion.
Which item are we on now? I'm sorry.
7A1?
That's 7-1.
781, okay.
This is the general fund budget. Do I have a motion? Do I have questions?
Well, I was looking for where we have those broken out again.
Like the amount?
Questions,
Yeah,
comments?
well, we're gonna be approving each line item.
Yes, we're going to be approving each one at a time.
And that's what I'm looking for, the line items for each fund.
If I'm not
Yeah, you
mistaken,
go.
general fund is in better shape than what we originally anticipated.
Correct, yes.
Any other comments? Still looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the general fund budget for 2024.
Second, Gergen.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? General fund budget is hereby adopted. Again, review and action on capital projects fund budget. If there's any questions or comments, otherwise I will look for a motion to approve as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve capital projects funds budget as presented.
Second, Krasovich.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is hereby carried. Capital project funds is approved. At review and action on debt service budget, again, I will look for a motion to approve as presented unless there are questions or comments as it relates to the debt service budget.
Make a motion to approve the 2024 debt service budget.
Second, Roberts.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is hereby carried. Debt service budget is approved. Review and action on TIF 2 budget. Again, I will look for a motion to approve as presented unless there are questions or comments.
Motion to approve 2024 TIF 2 budget.
Second, Roberts.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? TIF number 2 is hereby adopted. TIF number, I will look for a motion to approve TIF number 3 budget as presented unless there's questions or comments.
Motion to approve TIF number 3 budget for 2024 as presented.
Second, Krasovich.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? TIF number 3 budget is hereby adopted. Review action on ARPA budget. I will look for a motion to approve as presented unless there are questions or comments.
I do have a question. What did we approve? I was just gonna say. We
Yeah.
didn't decide on anything.
Basically recognizing this year's, and then as we discussed, the board will has to allocate the rest of those funds by the end of '24. So at this point, there's nothing approved for use of purchase. through
Just the
ARPA.
acknowledgement of the amount that's remaining in the fund.
Which is,
About half.
300.
Right around 400,000.
386,833.
Okay, so nothing, as long as we all understand, nothing's been allocated
Yeah.
to that. All right, I'll make a motion to approve ARPA fund budget for 2024 as presented.
Second, Grabowski.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? ARPA budget is hereby adopted. Review and action on water utility budget. Again, I will look for a motion to approve unless there are questions or comments as it relates to the way it was presented this evening.
Motion to approve the 2024 water utility budget.
Second, Roberts.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Water utility budget is hereby adopted. Review and action on stormwater utility budget. Again, I will look for a motion to approve unless there are questions or comments as it relates to the water utility.
Now, is this the one that we just put off?
Stormwater, I'm sorry.
This is the one we just put off in terms of the increase?
The increase was approved. The levy ordinance was the one that was deferred till after budget adoption.
I see, okay. Motion,
One thing that you will see when you come to look at budget to actual next year is in the draft budget, I did not factor in, I presume, the rate adjustment for the stormwater utility. So you will see that reflected as the year progresses next year.
okay. I'll make a motion to approve the storm water utility budget for 24 as presented.
Second, Krasovich.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Stormwater utility budget is hereby adopted. Review and action on transportation utility fund budget. Again, I will look for a motion to approve as presented unless there are questions or comments as it relates to that particular subject.
Question on that one, so we were under budget because we didn't do the track seal, the previous year. So does that mean we're going to shoot for keeping that money in the budget? Or following that to basically double our track seal?
That is an option for '24. I didn't put it in the budget that way, but we can certainly look at using those reserves.
So right now, there's going to be the reserve of the transportation.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, so everything within that transportation fund stays within that transportation fund.
I just want to make sure they were staying in that.
Yes.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the transportation utility fund budget.
Second, Roberts.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Transportation utility fund budget is hereby adopted. Review and action on sanitary sewer utility budget. I will look for a motion to approve as presented unless there are questions or comments as the way it is presented.
Motion to approve sanitary sewer utility budget.
Second, Roberts.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Sanitary sewer utility budget is hereby adopted. Review and action on sanitary sewer, I'm sorry. Review and action on cemetery fund budget. Again, I will ask for a motion to approve the cemetery fund budget as presented unless there are questions or comments.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the 2024, or approve the 2024 cemetery fund budget.
Second, Roberts.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
One question.
Yes.
So we didn't approve the cremains section? No, we did.
We
approve.
did.
We did. So was it added in here?
Yeah, we added that $6,100 or $6,200.
Because it said that it needs to be. I'm just missing where.
So, I'm sorry, it is in the GIS cemetery mapping. Cremains
Okay.
mapping is included in there, so
Okay.
the memo might not sync with the dollar amounts.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any further questions or comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Cemetery fund budget is hereby adopted. Review and action on lake patrol budget. I'll look for a motion to approve as presented unless there are questions or comments as the way that it is presented this evening.
Make a motion to approve lake patrol budget.
Second, Krasovich.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Lake Patrol budget is hereby adopted. Review and action on Lehman Family Lakeside Park budget. I will look for a motion to approve as presented unless there are questions or comments as the way it is presented.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2024 Lehman Family Lakeside Park budget.
Second Gergen.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Lehman Family Lakeside Park budget is hereby adopted. Okay, we're going to go back to item 5B, possible action on ordinance 2023-24 and ordinance leveling property taxes for the general fund, the debt service fund, TIF number 2 fund, TIF number 3 fund for the village of Pewaukee for the year 2023 to support the 2024 budget. I will look for a motion to approve as presented unless there are questions or comments.
I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance 2023-24.
Second Gergen.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Ordinance number 2023-24 is hereby adopted. New business, possible action on utility operator wages. I will look for a motion to approve as presented unless, again, there are questions or comments as to the way that it is presented this evening.
Make a motion to approve the utility operator rate increases.
Second, Krasovich.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Utility operator wages are hereby adopted. Monthly approval of checks and invoices, all funds except for the library. I will look for a motion to approve all except for the library.
I have a quick question here.
Sure.
I see that we spent like $138 on business cards for the utility supervisor. That seems pretty high.
Both of them, yeah, 2 different.
Still seems pretty kind of high to me for those, but thank you.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Rhodey.
Second, Krasovich.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is hereby carried. I will look for a motion to acknowledge the library fund.
Motion to acknowledge the library fund.
Second, Roberts.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Library is hereby acknowledged. There are no citizens this evening, so we are going to go right into closed session. The Village Board of the Village of Pewaukee will enter a closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute Section 1985 1C to consider employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility specifically regarding utility supervisor, operations supervisor, and police sergeants, and pursuant to Wisconsin Statute Section 19.85 for the purpose of conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is not likely to become involved, specifically regarding proposed class action settlement cases with DuPont and 3M. I'll look for a motion to go into closed session.
Motion to go into closed session.
Second, Roberts.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion on the motion. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Gergen,
Yes.
Trustee Rhodey,
Yes.
Trustee Belt,
Yes.
Trustee Krasovich,
Yes.
Trustee Roberts,
Yes.
Trustee Grabowski,
Yes.
President Knutson.
Yes, we are now going into closed session. Please turn your mics off. Show up. Are you on? Okay, we're back on stage here. Item 11, possible action on class action settlement case with DuPont and 3M. I will look for a motion.
Motion to approve joining, participating class action settlement case with DuPont and 3M.
Second, Gergen.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is hereby carried. Item B, possible action on one-time wage adjustment for specific village staff. I will look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve. As outlined by staff, the wage adjustment.
Second, Krasovich?
We have a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is hereby carried. Adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Second, Krasovich?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there anybody that'd like to make a discussion about this? No? All in favor, say aye. Aye. We are hereby adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
And I hope you all have a very, very great